Hello everybody and welcome back to the next video in the codeless application development playlist. Now this video is actually going to be more of a general review of one particular service. So some of the videos I may actually group a couple of reviews together. However, for some of the more robust services, I'm trying to dedicate an entire video to them as I know that people will have a lot of questions. So starting off, this video is going to be about Appy Pie, which is one of the big names in the codeless application development space. Now, before we jump in, as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe and check into the channel for new content. Now, as always, also, don't forget to drop comments below if you have any questions or if there's anything I need to provide clarity on. I'm more than happy to either reply there or maybe even create a new video if it's needed. Now, jumping straight in, you can get to the website by going to appypie.com. I'll put that link in the description. I'm not endorsed by them in any way, shape, or form. I've used this service before when I was kind of comparing, so I just want to give my thoughts as someone who used the service all the way through to publish an app to the App Store. Now, jumping straight in, so Appy Pie actually offers quite a few different services. So if you go to their website, you'll be directed to this page here or something similar. And essentially, you'll see that they have a mobile application builder, website builder, task automation, chatbot, graphics, live chat, etc. So they have a couple of different services. They're stating here that they have 7 million plus or 7 million businesses worldwide, and they have quite a few different options, and they do list quite a few different businesses down here that I'm assuming use the service. Now, I will be honest with everyone. So I used this service about a year and a half ago, and I have kind of a love-hate relationship with them. So I made this application here in the Google Play Store. I believe it was also on the Android or the in the iOS, like the Play Store there, or I should say the App Store. And I had a love-hate relationship with them because at the time, I don't know if they still are, as I'm not currently paying for the service anymore. But they were very sales oriented, and to me, that was a little bit annoying. I like the idea of customer success, where you're helping a customer to be successful, not overselling. So I did get multiple calls from them about upgrading to annual plans when I didn't even solicit a phone call. I think it was one call in particular. I can't remember if others were callbacks or not, but I just remember every time I spoke with them, they were pretty pushy with upgrading to annual plans. I understand the need for revenue, but at a certain point, it just does get irritating. Now, the love part is they have an amazing and very robust platform. So this is the application that I posted online. So just to give you a really quick overview, the idea was you'd have this application. This is what would open up on your phone. You could click Finder, which would essentially allow you to look at, it's almost like a social media section where people can post different types of like coffees that they've had. There's a social media platform, loyalty cards, how-to videos, polls. So I tried to use almost every feature that Appy Pie had. So then this would be the coffee finder. The idea is everyone could post a picture of coffee that they've had, where they had it, how they rated it, and just kind of remember that and share that with others. And this is what that finder would look like. So you could search by brews at home, by the cafe, subscription boxes, etc. I found an app that was somewhat similar to this online. However, they didn't have the loyalty card section, and my idea was partnering with local businesses, putting all the loyalty cards in one app so they can compete with some of the bigger chains. This kind of fizzled out as I just didn't really have the time to work on it. And honestly, it was a little costly when you're trying to post to all the app stores, but just to give you an idea of what I was using it for. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cover their pricing in a little bit more detail. So you can check the pricing for each of the individual products if you're interested. I'm really just going to focus on the the application builder. So you can go, it doesn't really matter which one of these you click on. I just click on the app builder logo. You'll be taken to this page, and then you can click on pricing. Now, a couple of things to note here is you'll see a couple of options. So you always have the ability to start a free trial. And as you're going through, you'll see a couple of things as far as like what's included with each package. I would not even honestly recommend using the basic package because you don't get the premium features. We'll cover this shortly, but there are quite a few premium features that most people are probably going to want. So it's not likely going to really allow you to do what you want to do, and it kind of forces you into this gold tier. Now with the gold tier, you'll get the premium features, and then you'll get Android support. So the idea is you can post to the Android App Store. So basically just Google Play. You get unlimited app editing. There's limitations to push notifications. You'll be allowed 10,000 downloads or installs, and then they have the go live section here. You'll note that none of the plans have ads, and then really the only difference between these plans is the basic doesn't offer really any premium features. The top two tiers do. And if you want to go Android and iOS, you're forced to go into this platinum tier plan. If you just want Android, which is a great way to start, then you can just choose the gold plan. Really, only other noticeable differences are the number of app downloads, and you can always upgrade tiers in the middle of your plan, or at least you could when I originally signed up for the service. And then the only other thing to note is at no point in any of these tiers do you get to remove your Appy Pie branding. So when the app loads, there's something like a splash screen, which is an image while the application is loading, because all of the information, from my understanding, is stored on a server. So if you stop paying for the service, your app will no longer function. You can still download it from Google Play, just like you could with the app I made here, but it'll just stay on that loading screen. So you're never going to get access to your own source code. You basically have to continue paying for the service indefinitely if you want to keep it. Now, if you want to remove the branding, then you'll see here that you're going to have to essentially opt in for the add-on package. A couple other things to note is they have a 7-day trial, and the only other thing to note, regardless of the service you use, there's a $99 annual fee for posting to the Apple App Store, and then a one-time $25 fee for Google Play. So outside of that, you would basically just pay for these monthly fees, or you can go annual, which they'll usually offer a much cheaper, probably like a 15+% discount. You'd have to check in with their sales team. So I went ahead and signed up for a free trial. This is the website. Once you create your account that you're brought to, you have the option to create new, and you can choose to create an app or a website. So we'll create a mobile app. Enter business name. So we will just try something like what I was using in the AppGyver tutorial, which will be later on. So we're going to put surface level, and then we'll just choose business. And then if you want to pick the color scheme, most of this is something you can you could basically work on later. But we're going to go with Techno Gray. And which device do you want to test your app in? You'll see this shortly, but the idea is if we click on Android, we're going to be able to view these changes basically live on a little screen off to the right hand side. So you can see in real time what these edits look like. From here, you will have the ability to choose from quite a few different options. So these are what your menus are going to look like. And you'll see over here the kind of like the general idea in this Android preview. So if we choose slide out, you would click on website, and that would be the navigation menu. So essentially each one of these navigation menus you're probably familiar with, but the idea is you would have an About Us section, and then you could click any of these buttons and it would bring you to that page, with this menu always being here. And again, this was what I was using for the application builder that I was just mentioning, so that Coffee Canine app that I had. So you can just choose from any of these which one makes the most sense for you. So I will try to choose something somewhat traditional, so we'll go with this bottom layout. And then again, you can change your theme down there if you would like. Headers, layout, page, so you can adjust fonts, and then you can choose your app elements here. So you can choose the app icon. You need to be careful creating this because you need a very specific resolution. If you use a picture that's too big or too small, it won't look right once it's put on a user's home page. You can also choose the background and the splash screen. So we're just going to keep everything as default, and we're going to go to save and continue. And then we're going to see some of the options that we're going to have for actually adding features to the app. So you'll see that they're basically building it for you in the background. You will have the ability to download an APK file, if I'm not mistaken, of the application. So right here, you see that you need to download the app first. So you can open on your phone and scan the QR code, and then you can use the Appy Pie app to actually work to build everything. And then what we're going to do, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and grab my phone. We will scan this really quickly. And then once you scan the screen, I will show you what comes up. So we'll scan this on your Android or iOS device. You'll click on the link where it will take you to the Test Labs page in Google Play. And then you'll download that application. You'll click Next Step. And then it'll tell you to install the app. And then it'll tell you to enter your registered email ID. Just waiting on that to install, and then you'll see test your app and customize app content. So the Test Labs app is not terribly large. It's already installing, so it's already downloaded. But you do have to go through this third-party service, which it is a little bit newer. I don't recall having to do this when I originally signed up for their service a while back. And I can tell you that some of the other services don't require you to use your mobile phone. They just let you jump straight into the app builder, which I really, really like. And what I will do here is I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while this Test Lab app is downloading on my phone, and I'll come back in just a second. All right, now that the app installed on my phone, I just typed in my email address, and then you'll see that I got this window here saying congratulations, we can go ahead and start editing. And then on my phone, it has what appears to be a live preview of the application. So you'll see you have a try now or buy now option. So we're just going to click on try now, and then we'll see what comes up here. Another irritating thing about the Appy Pie platform is they do force you to enter in your PayPal information to actually start this trial. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this in. You usually will get to cancel beforehand, but that means you have to go through their team to cancel, which means there's going to be some sales tactics there. So what we will do is I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. I'll pause the video and I'll come back once we go ahead and click this Start Free Trial button. All right, everybody. So I just entered in my information on PayPal and it brought me to this screen. So one of the mild irritations is having to put your information in and remember to cancel. And it subscribed me to the basic plan. You'll see right here I got my little automated chatbot saying that I'll be connected with customer success, who's going to get me started. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Start Editing and see if we can just jump straight into the app. So as you can see, it's not an incredibly lengthy process, but with some of the other app builders, I probably already would have been in editing right now. Trade-off is Appy Pie has some amazing premium features that I really like, so you kind of have to take the good with the bad. So now we are in our editor here. We're just going to go ahead and close that real quick. So you'll see you have your features, so you can add features, and then you'll see what happens over here on the right-hand side. Now, we will have these by default, and you'll notice that these are going to be the options that are down here. So essentially, what you're doing is you're going to add into each one of these little boxes an individual page. It automatically links everything in the background. So for example, we could click on Contact, and then you'll notice over here on the right-hand side is all the information. And you'll notice over here on the left-hand side, it's that exact information, but it breaks it down so that you can actually edit it. So you're not editing in-app, you're just basically updating this information here with phone numbers, etc. And then you can also make adjustments, add more information as needed. So the contact is pretty self-explanatory. Inquire, pretty similar. So it's going to give people the ability to create appointments, inquire, then you can add in some custom features here. A couple of things that I think are really, really great is the website option. So here you can type in, let's just say they have this website here, but you could literally just type in google.com. And then you could click add more, and then you could type in whatever the next website is. And once you save it, you would just be able to click here, and if it's allowed in simulation mode, it'll bring it up, and basically it'll just have that website here. So you can build in websites for people, so it's almost like bookmarks that are here. They give you an About Us section, and you'll see that here are all the details on the left. So this one's slightly more robust than some of the others we reviewed, and you'll see what it looks like over here on the right-hand side. Now what we can do next is, if you're interested, you can click Add. So here is where you're going to see the big difference between the basic tier and all the other pricing tiers. So here you can hover over and it'll give you an overview of what each of these looks like. And these are broken down by these categories here. Each one of these buttons is essentially a feature, just like up here, that you can customize. Now the cool thing about this is you may have an amazing idea and you have to learn to think outside of the box to figure out how to make these features work for you. So for example, the directory feature was something that I used in the Coffee Canine app. So if you clicked on Brew at Home, it would take you to a bunch of different coffees that I saved to the platform, and there was a picture, a description of what I thought about it, and a general rating. And then other people could comment on it. So that's similar to the directory here. So it allows users to log into the app and make additions if you so choose. And so that one's a little bit more complex and will be a little bit more data heavy, but we could click it as it is a premium feature. And you'll notice that right out of the gate, you are basically told to upgrade to a different plan. So we're already kind of seeing the sales piece. It's not one of those trials where you immediately just get to jump in to have access to everything. Not really a problem because we don't really need it for this video. I'm just trying to do a general review and just want to show you some of the other features that you could add in. So there's a social feature here called Hyperlocal, and it basically allows you to create profiles for different professions. So it'll give you an example. You can choose multimedia and allow all of these different options. And I'll just kind of scroll through all of these so you can see each of them. So you have form builders, which are very useful, testimonials as well. The commerce feature, most of these, or the good features here, are going to be premium, especially, and I would recommend if you're going with an e-commerce site to go to a higher package with Appy Pie, just so you can get all that added functionality. You have an information section. They do have beta, which is almost all premium, and then view all. So premium, again, is going to be in those top two plans. And you'll be able to hover over all of these just to figure out what exactly you're wanting to make. Some of these will allow it to be almost like a feature that imitates certain applications or like clones, but not an exact match. So this isn't going to be like creating your own Uber app, but it'll allow you the functionality to do something similar to a taxi service. So you have all of these features here included with the premium package. So there are quite a few different things here, like a CRM. So you'll see what the platforms they integrate with, and so you'll be able to add whatever features here that you want. So as you can see, there's quite a few options. This is, again, a very, very robust platform that has a ton of functionality that's built in. I've seen very few app builders that have not only this many options, but this many options that allow you to create a truly amazing application. If you're looking for something a little bit more basic, then you can either go to the basic package here or choose one of the services that I'll be reviewing later. Now, from here, what you would essentially do is just click Save and Continue. And then it'll tell you your settings have been updated, and so you can restart your app. So if you go to your apps, on your phone, you can do the live preview from what we were just looking at, and then you can kind of see your app updated in real time. It'll take you back to your home page where you can see your app here, and then you can convert app to website or manage your mobile app, and then if you have additional applications, they'll be essentially side by side. So the cool thing with Appy Pie and a lot of other services out there, first is it allows you to test the app on your device, which is what I could be doing right now when we did that QR code scan earlier. So you can test it in real time. And the other thing is you can manage your push notifications, you have your analytics, your hosting, the ability to replicate the app if you don't want to start from scratch again, and the monetize option, which will allow you to set up essentially the ad revenue. So the idea is you can show ads to your users using Google AdMob or the Appy Pie option here. When you enable that, you can connect it And when those ads show to users, then it will allow you to essentially make a certain amount of money off those ads, just as if you were sharing those ads on YouTube. So the monetize option is great that it's directly integrated. So it's incredibly easy to use. They also have app marketing and promotions and just all of these really cool features. Again, most of them are going to require a higher plan. And if you want to publish to your app store, so basically we would just hit upgrade now. And the cool thing about publishing to the app store is Appy Pie will pretty much do everything for you. So if you click go live and choose to upgrade your plan, once you've made all of the edits and your app is exactly the way that you want it to be, you'll click on go live, you'll choose your plan, and then from there their support team will actually essentially upload the app for you. So I don't know what their current process is. However, about a year and a half ago, they would just ask me for my username and password, and then they would log in. So you create your Google Play account as well as your iOS account so that you can set up on both app stores. You pay the fee, they will log into your account for you, and essentially about a year and a half ago they published to both stores on my behalf. Publishing to the Google Play Store is relatively easy because you'll have that APK file that you can publish. Publishing to the App Store is a little trickier if you're going into the iOS App Store. They'll help you out with both and pretty much do everything for you. Once it's in, the updates are basically done in app, so you don't need to republish the app every single time you make an edit. Your edits are essentially done in real time, saved to the Appy Pie server, which is then where your app is synced up and connected. There are a couple of big changes that if you make would require you to republish to the App Store. Typically their support team will help you with that, but your typical edits would not require a complete re-upload to the store. So you would just click go live, follow the on-screen instructions, and then they usually have a little chatbot down here and a customer success team that can kind of help you out figuring out how to get your application live, and really can do a very large portion, if not all, of the work for you. Again, I haven't done this recently, but about a year and a half ago, I remember them pretty much putting everything into the Apple App Store for me. So this is going to basically just conclude this review. Again, there's a ton more features and functionality, but I really just wanted you to see the features that Appy Pie has to offer when creating an application, because per some of the previous videos, you need to think, what type of features and functionality do I need in my app? Do I need social media? If so, you're going to want to make sure that you use a codeless application development service that not only has this, but that it meets the needs that you see yourself having now and in the future. And again, you're going to want to make sure that pricing is in line, because if you think about it, if you go with the top plan here, which is $60 or more a month, and then you have to upgrade because you don't want their branding, then you're going to be spending potentially $600 to $800 a year on whatever your idea is. Now, the trade-off is that can be cheaper than a development team, but it's just making sure that you're thinking long term. And also, if your application is going to grow, making sure that you have an application development service, the codeless app service, that will grow with you so that you can have a ton of downloads. For example, this allows 50,000. So making sure that it allows your business to be scalable. So if you have any questions, don't forget to drop them in the comment box below. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next video.